We have two open Muslim congressmen in the United States of America. One of them is someone I never heard of named Andre Carson, Democrat, Indiana, who is recommending that we should use the equivalent of the madrasas and the Quran in our schools. I'm not making this up. This is someone who's sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution. Listen to what he says in 16.
America will never tap into educational innovation and ingenuity without looking at the model that we have in our madrasas, in our schools, where innovation is encouraged, where the foundation is the Quran. And that model that we are pushing in some of our schools meets the multiple needs of students.
It does. So in other words, the Quran should be the multiple choice question and the answer is the Quran? Well, this is an example of what we're talking about. These are people sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution, pushing the Muslim idea of a Muslim school and the Quran as the foundation for the future of the schools of America. To me, the man should be impeached for even suggesting it, because what he's doing is he's violating his oath of office. But when does the oath of office have ever stood in the way of anybody? Earlier in the show, we played Big Sis swearing in new citizens at the White House. All right, you swear. Listen to clip 5.
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Wait a minute. You do? She will support the Constitution of the United States? How could she do that if she's fighting the Constitution of the United States? This is the funny part. If you actually listen to her swearing in the new citizens at the White House in Napolitano, everything she tells them to repeat after her, she's not doing. Listen, tell me if I'm making it up. Listen.
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
And the laws of the United States of America.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
Yeah, right. It's heartbreaking to think what's happened. I'm living in Animal Farm. I'm living in Brave in the World. I'm living in a nightmare where everything is upside down. Here is a woman who should have been thrown out of office 2 years ago. Here is a woman who, when she was governor, was violating the U.S. Constitution, who was catering to the government of Mexico. Now she's taken it to the nth degree as Department of Homeland Security, where she not only is not protecting and defending the U.S. Constitution, in my estimation, but she's actually stripping us of our constitutional rights. They put out something that we got from PJ Media that you're not going to believe. You're all militia extremists now. Do you love the Constitution? Do you hate government regulations? A new DHS lexicon brands you a militia extremist if you love the Constitution and if you hate government regulations. It was written by some genius inside DHS called Lawan Washington. Lawan E. Washington of the DHS Office of Intelligence and Analysis. I wonder what Lawan Washington's IQ is. She defined militia extremists as anyone who believes the government is stripping Americans of their freedoms and is attempting to establish a totalitarian regime. Lawan says you're an extremist. These individuals consequently oppose many federal and state authorities' laws and regulations, particularly those related to firearms ownership, says Lawan E. Washington of DHS. So if you believe in the Second Amendment, according to the IQ genius Lawan E. Washington of the DHS Office of Intelligence and Analysis, you are now a militia extremist. So in other words, if you believe in the Constitution, you're a militia extremist. If you oppose federal regulations of any kind, if you support the Second Amendment to the Constitution, and though you don't actually belong to a militia, according to DHS, you are branded a militia extremist by your own government, and you will be targeted by law enforcement agencies who they're cooperating with. There's much more to this than meets the eye. Where are the Republicans on this? Why have they not fired Lawan E. Washington? Why has Congress not held a hearing holding Secretary Napolitano accountable and having her fired? Let her explain what she means by this. What's the point? I'm animated by this because you don't understand what they're doing. They're laying the groundwork to arrest anybody who opposes Obama in his second term on any grounds. They are laying the groundwork to arrest anybody who opposes anything Obama does in his second term. That's what DHS was set up for. It is fundamentally Well, let me let it go on that. It's July 4th. Most people are not even home. They're on vacation. They're on water skis with Romney.